What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So as you guys know, it's really no secret. There's really been a lot of backlash with Apple's decisions recently. It's like every single day I go onto the subreddit of Apple or iPhone or whatever the case is. There's just always so much like backlash and just kind of negative hitting on the iPhone series. And in my opinion, and as well as other people's opinion, I think I got this whole entire title video from Reddit actually. And it's like the loyalty of the iPhone is really, really going down in my opinion. If you think about it, just like a couple years ago, the iPhone versus Android kind of saga was like at its height, at its peak. I think when the iPhone 6 came out, even the 6S, people were still like going ham. They were like, man, iOS is so much better than Android. And even though it's a software thing, people were like iPhone versus Samsung, iPhone basically versus all Android devices. But now it seems like, man, like iPhones are really taking a beating. And you can almost say this with like almost any other thing, but I think with iPhones, it's kind of more spread out because there was just so much demand behind the iPhone. Before this, there was like PlayStation versus Xbox, and there's things way before that, even Mac versus Windows. But it just seems like now it's just kind of streamlined into kind of phones are just kind of becoming more stagnant, and it's kind of becoming more public and more publicly known that Android devices are starting to bring a lot more features that iPhones are starting to kind of lag out behind. And I think a lot of people are kind of opening up about this. And one example is a phone series that really, in my opinion, is one of the greatest phone series ever, the OnePlus series devices. And when that phone came out, that was a flagship killer, flagship specs, but no flagship price. And now they've kind of, stepped away from that. They're kind of going and kind of increasing their prices. But the fact of the matter is that the OnePlus 7 Pro, brings the 90 hertz refresh rate, a bezel-less screen, a pop-up camera, so much for the money. And for some reason, Apple and some other manufacturers, but more so Apple, is kind of, slowly putting out features, possibly on purpose. I don't know. It's my opinion. This whole entire video is my opinion. But it seems like more people are kind of understanding and kind of opening up the fact that, man, why are they doing the certain things that they're doing? Why are they not pushing, the notchless device or the 90 hertz refresh rate or micro LED or whatever the case is, even specifically for software related things like multitasking and different things? Like, why did it take them so long to put dark mode onto their software? Like, that's such a minor thing. They just had to flip a switch and that was pretty much it, but they didn't do that. So that right there was a pretty big thing. I don't understand why they did that in that specific case. But back then, the same things were said. It was like, why can't they put a bigger phone out? Why did they have such an outdated design? Even when the iPhone 7 Plus was released, there were phones that were being released without home buttons. They were just almost all bezel-less. The 7 Plus came out in 2016. We had a lot of devices. The LG G2 came out like in 2012 or 2013, whenever that came out. And that thing had a very high screen to body ratio. So ever since then, obviously, we've seen the iPhone 10, we've seen a lot of other devices, and now it seems like Apple with the iPhone 11, they're going to be probably not doing too much craziness with it in terms of even hardware or software. Obviously, iOS 13 is going to be a pretty big update, but it's not going to be as crazy as you might think. And it seems like more people are opening up to it. Before, it was just like, oh, it's just Apple, iPhones, they're doing it on purpose because they don't want so many features, whatever, minimalistic, whatever. But now it seems like more people are opening up to it. And it seems to be the case that people who followed Apple, to the die-hard Apple fans and everything like that, they're slowly becoming, I think, more open-minded, and they're kind of fading away almost. Like me, I used to be like an Android, like I love Android, this and that, but then I switched over to iPhone and to iOS, and dude, I loved it. And there was a time, like probably like 2 years ago, even last year, I'm like, dude, I cannot go away from my iPhone. Like, I'm so submerged into iMessage and FaceTime and all those different things. But now I'm like, man, like, dude, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus even looks really good. The S10 Plus I have, that phone is super, super killer. And I feel like possibly I could do more with an Android than with an iPhone, but I am kind of too deep into it. But I just don't feel that like fire of me, like, man, I love iPhone, I love this, I love that. It's like, man, it's like whatever. Like, people ask me all the time, why don't you use your iPhone XS or XS Max or iPhone XR? I'm like, I just honestly don't see that much of a difference going from even like an iPhone 7 to an iPhone XS, in my opinion. Like, of course you're getting faster this, faster that, and better screen and this and better cameras, but ultimately they still do the same things versus something like a Galaxy S7 to a Galaxy S10. That's a pretty big upgrade in my opinion. You're getting a lot more features, much better everything. And like I said, yes, the jump from a 7 to a 10S is obviously much better and everything, but I don't know. And I say that because I just don't think a lot of people are kind of like holding picket signs and like, man, I hate Android or I hate iOS. I just don't think that's really like going on anymore, like, because like the loyalty is kind of going down a little bit. Now, I guess we'll see once the iPhone 11 is released, but guys, that is my opinion. who knows what's actually going out there, but that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. But if you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.